So yesterday, a day before presiding over a joint session of Congress to confirm the victory of Joe Biden as the next president of the United States, Mike Pence, Vice President Mike Pence met with Donald Trump and reportedly told him, I can't overturn the election results. Donald Trump has been increasingly pointing to Mike Pence, saying we've got to count on Mike Pence. Mike Pence has to come through for us. And that's code for figure out a way to steal an election that we actually didn't win. And the New York Times is now reporting that Mike Pence, quote, tried to lower the president's expectations while seeking ways to mollify him. This is an article by Annie Carney and Maggie Haberman, where they say Vice President Mike Pence told Trump on Tuesday that he didn't believe he had the power to block congressional certification of Joe Biden's win in the presidential election, which is true. He doesn't, despite Trump's baseless insistence that he did. And this is according to multiple people briefed on the content of the conversation. This took place during the weekly lunch that Mike Pence has with Donald Trump. And this was just hours after Trump started publicly pressuring Mike Pence to essentially steal the election for him. I mean, we have to call things what they are. And these euphemisms about making sure all legal votes are counted. We have the election results in every state. Those results have been certified. The electors have then certified their votes. And today, and it may be happening as we speak, it may be done by the time you listen to today's show or watch this clip. The joint session of the House and Senate is counting those votes. Trump tweeted, the president has the power to reject fraudulently chosen electors. And of course, it is not true that there were fraudulently chosen electors. None of this is true. And most importantly, Mike Pence cannot alter the results. Mike Pence can hear objections from senators and members of the House, which we expect to hear. There can be debate about that. We heard that Tim Scott and James Inhofe, two radical right senators, are saying that they will not be participating in these attempts to undermine the results, but reportedly 11 or 12 Republican senators are going to. So there's a few different aspects to this. Number one, January 20th really couldn't get here any faster. We're down to exactly 2 weeks. 2 weeks to the day, Joe Biden will be getting sworn in and Trump will be, we don't know where. And I'll talk actually about that a little bit later. I would love to have been a fly on the wall during the conversation where Pence is explaining to Trump, I can't just alter the results. I can't just declare ourselves. I can't declare you and I the winners. I just can't do it. How was Trump reacting during that conversation? Was he furious? Was he resigned? Was he sad? Was he mopey Trump? And then even after this conversation took place where Mike Pence told Trump, I can't do the thing you want me to do, Trump insisted on Twitter that he can. Again, Trump tweeting, we looked at this tweet earlier, if Vice President Mike Pence comes through for us, we will win the presidency. Many states want to decertify the mistake they made in certifying incorrect and even fraudulent numbers in a process not approved by their state legislatures, which it must be. Mike can send it back and he can't. So let's do kind of a gut check. Consider how insane it is that this is something that happened. The president is told by the vice president, I can't steal the election. And it's newsworthy. It is newsworthy because that is exactly what the president wants the vice president to do. Things are so nutty that it is actually noteworthy that a vice president had to sit the president down and talk to him like a big boy and say, I can't steal the election for you. Now, as a reminder, the line of reasoning that it takes to assume Mike Pence can do this is that Mike Pence, as the presiding officer of this joint session to count electoral votes, can say, I am going to ignore certain electoral votes as decided by the states. Oh, the Pennsylvania electoral votes, I'm going to ignore them. We're not going to count those. And there's this alternate slate of electors, which is just random people. It's not, there's nothing legally binding. I'm going to accept as an alternate slate of electors these 20 Republicans who showed up and did something of no legally binding importance and said, we vote for Trump. Pence doesn't have the power to do that. And a number of interesting procedural and congressional law experts over the last few days have given interviews to that effect. I'm not bothering to play them because I think most of my audience understands that. Trump's dying words really may be, we totally won Georgia. We totally won Pennsylvania in 2020. He may repeat that to his dying day, but Trump's leaving in 2 weeks. And the concern, of course, is how are the Trump cultists going to react? One of our sponsors today is Lucy, and they are giving my audience 20% off. Lucy is a company founded by Caltech scientists with only one mission, which is to help people quit smoking and vaping by offering a clean, affordable nicotine alternative. Now, many of you know, you've heard the stories. I've known several people in my life who have struggled with quitting smoking. I've seen how difficult it can be. And nicotine alternatives can be hugely helpful. Lucy offers a nicotine gum in 3 flavors, wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. They also have lozenges, which come in cherry ice flavor. Lucy is affordable. It'll ship right to your door. You don't have to go out to the store. Shipping is always free. You can buy single boxes or save with a subscription. It's the year 2020. It's time to throw the cigarettes away and get rid of the vape. And Lucy can make it easier. You'll find a ton of excellent reviews online from countless people who have used Lucy to quit smoking and vaping. Go check them out at lucy.co. I've put the link right underneath this video, and you'll get 20% off when you use the coupon code Pakman. And just a quick disclaimer, I'm required to give. These products contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.